right here on WYCA 102.3 FM. I'm your co-host, Lieutenant Simmons, and we're excited to bring you another impactful conversation today. We are honored to have with us a dedicated public servant and a transformational leader, Mayor Chris Clark of Harvey, Illinois.
Good morning.
Good morning. Under leadership, Harvey has been bold steps towards community revitalization, improved infrastructures, and civic engagement. So stick with us as we dive into an honest and insightful discussion about the progress, the challenges, and the vision for the future of Harvey. Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
Yeah.
That was great. That was fantastic. Oh, my goodness. We're glad to pay you for that one. I didn't even pay no money on that.
I got you this morning.
What the $5 announcer going to look like?
Well, Mayor, we're so happy that you're able to come in our studio today and be our guest.
Yes.
Glad to be here. This is exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
So tell us about what's going on in Harvey, Mayor.
Harvey's absolutely fantastic. I tell people all the time, it's a great day in Harvey.
Yes.
It's funny I want to bring, because I don't know how many of your listeners know about the city, but we're about 20,000 strong. With 6.2 square miles, right? Of course, the hub of the south suburbs.
Yes.
And we've had our challenges over the year, but I'm really proud of it. Under this administration and under our team.
Yes.
A good team. We've been able to do a lot of things. And a lot of firsts.
Yes.
So for instance, we just did a ribbon cutting on a 51-unit apartment complex there in the city, right on 154th and Broadway.
I saw that.
Yeah,
yes.
It's fantastic. It's a private investment, because the first thing, when things are in our community,
yes,
they try to say they're projects. When they're in other communities, they try to say, they're lofts and they're beautiful buildings. We have a beautiful structure that was privately invested.
Now, is that just for seniors or is it for anyone?
No, it's a private investment. It's for paying customers.
Okay.
I guess that's how you call it as far as apartments are concerned.
And how many units again?
51.
51.
Yes. I do believe that there are, I want to say 8 that were reserved for veterans, which is really important.
And that's what exactly I was going to talk about. Are there any things that's going on in Harvey for veterans?
Yeah, well, that particular project, a part of the development, a part of it was, developed specifically for.
We have to move to Harvey.
I'm trying to tell you.
But that's all a part of our large transit-oriented development initiative.
Yes. And then I heard something about Pace. They did a new station there or something like that.
Yeah. Well, not yet. Metro did. Metro did. What am I doing?
Oh no.
Got to bring it up a little bit. All right. There you go. I thought my voice was loud enough where everybody could hear me. Metro just redid in conjunction with the city of Harvey, of course, our federal and state partners, county partners. We just redid the Metro station on 147th Street.
Okay.
On Sibley.
That's nice.
Yeah, that was about a $19 million project.
Wow.
It's so funny because a lot of these things, like this particular project, hadn't been done in like 40 years.
Yeah.
I was 14 years old when it happened.
They added some additional parking there.
Well, they added a kiss and ride, a little curve so that you can, drop off and
I see it's handicap available too.
Yes, definitely. And so handicap accessible. They definitely put in a new elevator.
Okay.
A new elevator, but everything's new on the
an elevator.
Yeah, everything's new on the entire platform.
Yes.
So we're very proud of it, because as we start to bring more people into the city.
Yes.
They can come in from downtown to the great city of Harvey and get off and do whatever they need to do.
That's nice. Really nice.
Yes, it's really nice. We're definitely into community development and revitalization. So we definitely want to hear from our listeners. Give us a call so that you can speak to the mayor here. For suburbs, it's 708-445-9922. Indiana, what's up? We're in your neck of the woods, 219-933-9922. And Chicago, 773-288-9922. Give us a call.
And you know what, Mayor? Sometimes when I go past the station there, I look at the parking lot and I see Indiana plates there. So they come from Indiana even to get on that metro station there.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Right down Sibley.
Well, and that's the whole thing. The station wasn't just a Harvey station. It's a station for the region.
Yeah, for the south suburbs.
Yeah, for the Southland.
Indiana, Northwest Indiana.
You got it.
Yes, sir. So what else is going on in Harvey?
Well, we're doing, of course, a lot of infrastructure work.
Yes.
So we just redid 154th Street, which is our main downtown thoroughfare.
Right.
And when I say redid it, I don't mean we just paved it. I mean it was a total overhaul of the entire street. So we're talking about new sewers, new sewers. We separated our sewers. We of course put in new lines, new water lines, new everything as far as that's concerned. We also are preparing it, of course, for future development.
Right.
So you got to get that right. So we got new streets and sidewalks in the downtown area.
Yes. Now, Mayor, do you think what the president is doing is going to affect any money coming to Harvey?
It may have some impact, but I got to honestly tell you, look, I'm a black man living in a black city. If we ain't learn how to make something out of nothing, then we ain't black. Okay. I'm just going to tell you the truth.
All right.
So at the end of the day, there may be some challenges,
right.
But I grew up eating watermelon pickles because we used to take the rinds, and make them into something. So, it doesn't impact as much. Now, I do believe that things like, for instance, Social Security, like I said, veterans benefits and things like that, those are going to, have some challenge and impact. But I think overall that I don't believe that the administration under Trump is going to stop that, because not only does it impact our people, but it impacts other people too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Now tell us a little bit about your background, Mayor.
Well, first of all, I'm proudly born and raised in Harvey. I'm a graduate of 152 in High School District 205.
Okay.
I'm also a graduate of, most people don't know, Chicago State University.
Okay.
Right.
But I also went from there to law school in Minnesota.
All right.
University of St. Thomas, Old Tommy's. And I started a law practice in Harvey.
Okay.
In 2010 is when 2009, 2010 is when I started the law practice, and have been practicing there, for quite some time. But I've been involved in politics, I tell people, ever since I was 8 years old. My very first political job was, I was a runner, and I got paid a dozen of donuts and a roll of quarters every day in order for me to do the work here. And every 2 years from that point, I've been in somebody's political campaign trying to help out in some way.
Now I understand you're doing stuff in Calumet City, too.
Well, I'm the FOIA officer for Calumet City, so I'm not really politically involved there. I just work.
Right.
And I like to tell people there's a difference, because sometimes, people will say, well, yeah, he's the attorney and he's the mayor and he's working over there in Calumet City. No, I got a job.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I got.
And these days, you need to be multitask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I did. It was, it was a challenge transitioning from my law practice to politics.
Yes.
Because the financial reward was so much different.
Yes.
But it was something that needed to be done.
Right.
So that's how it goes.
So you're in your first term now, or your second term?
Oh, this is my second term.
Okay. So were you in this past election that just happened, or no?
Well, technically I was, but actually I wasn't. So my name ended up being on the ballot for Thornton Township.
Yes.
But I did not campaign for it.
Right.
I withdrew early.
Yes.
But I just tell you the truth. Because people, what happened? Why'd you still stay on the ballot?
Yeah.
Well, I went to Florida.
Yes.
And got me some much needed rest.
There you go.
Okay. And if anybody don't believe in mental health and taking care of yourself, you need to start now. And so I got myself some much needed rest.
You have to recharge.
Yes. And recharge and decompress.
Yes, sir.
And so at the end of the day, what happened is, while I was out, that was the last days to actually submit their name to get off the ballot. So my name ended up being on the ballot.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Relaxation helps
Mayor,
first.
we have a caller.
Oh, okay, great.
So we're going to take that call.
Okay.
Good morning, caller. You there? Who do we have this morning?
Yes, I'm here. I'm a Harvey resident. I'm just calling in to let Mayor Clark know that we appreciate everything that he's doing for the city of Harvey. Me and my family, we have been here for a very long time, and we have seen the change. We appreciate everything that he's doing, and we support him 100%.
Well, that's good. What's your name? You mind telling us?
Sure, my name is Samantha.
I'm sorry, what was that again? Samantha. Okay, Samantha, I know the mayor appreciates your gratitude for what he's doing here in the village, in the city of Harvey. Because, Harvey sometimes gets a bad name here. You know that?
Oh.
But they don't understand the inside workings and what it takes to run a city of that size and to get money to make sure that it happens.
Yeah, well, seeing that we on a gospel radio station, I hope you don't mind if I preach for a minute.
Go ahead.
But, you have to be rooted in what you do.
Yes.
And so at the end of the day,
and sincere.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing about being rooted. You have to know who you are and whose you are.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, there's going to be some people there's always going to be some challenges.
Oh, yes.
But you just have to,
keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Absolutely. Are you there, caller?
Yes, I'm still here.
We really appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate
you guys and having my mayor on your radio station. I am so excited. I'm pumped, and I really appreciate everything he's doing for the city of Harvey.
Well, that's good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right. And Mayor, it's supporters like this that you need to preach about your accolades, because there's so many things out there that are false truths, if you want, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, we can address those too, because I got, I don't mind, hitting the head on, as far as that's concerned. If, somebody has some of those, I would say, challenges, because now that we're in a day of social media,
Yes, it's out there.
Yeah, it gets out there, and sometimes it grows legs, sometimes it doesn't.
Yes.
I say you can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears. Yeah. In the city of Harvey, we got new roads, we got new infrastructure, we got new stations, we got new buildings, we are having housing seminars, and all these great things going on.
There's nothing wrong with broadcasting your accolades, because it's important to let people know, because they always say, "Oh, he's not doing anything," but they don't know what it takes behind the scenes to get things done and get things approved.
Well, it's a poor rooster that can't crow in his own yard. And so at the end of the day,
that sounds like when the grandmama's saying.
That's one of those.
That's good, though.
But the simple fact is, many of the people who actually talk about the city of Harvey don't even live in Harvey.
Yes.
Don't go through Harvey.
Yes.
They may see something on Facebook or social media, and they say that that's what Harvey is all about.
There's good people in Harvey,
It's great people in Harvey.
Yes.
Not just good people, great people. We got people who stayed in their homes for 30 years, who raised their children, who actually, had jobs, who have home ownership.
Yes.
And a lot of people in other communities, honestly, they can't tout that they own their homes.
Right.
They got mortgages.
Yeah.
They got bills. They got Williams.
Those property taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
Township we
got to do something about those property taxes.
Definitely. Springfield needs to do something about those property taxes.
You know what? No. We need to do something about it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just talked about it the other day, Mayor, about one of our school districts.
Yeah.
So we got a school district that has a $30 million budget.
Wow.
And they only have 3 schools.
Wow. What district is that?
147.
147.
Yeah. And they only have 3 schools.
Wow.
And of the 3 schools, it's a kindergarten, it's a pre-K and kindergarten.
Yeah.
That's one school. I think it's a 1st through 5th grade, I think it is.
Yes.
That's the 2nd school.
Yes.
And then it's 6th through 8th or something like that. That's the 3rd school. Now somebody gonna say, no, it's 1st through 5th. Whatever it is, it's basically one school divided up into 3 schools, and they're spending $30 million a year on their budget.
Wow.
And we have to pay for that.
Yes.
And seniors who don't have children in the schools.
Yes. Now let's talk about seniors.
Yeah.
Let's talk about seniors. Are there any special programs out there for the seniors in Harvey?
Well, the first thing we did was in 2019, when I first took office, we created a Department of Senior Services.
Yes.
Because we understand that seniors have needs that are different, and things impact seniors differently.
They're on fixed incomes.
Yeah, and they're on, some of them are.
Yeah.
on fixed incomes.
Right, majority of them.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised to see the amounts of some of these Social Security checks that are so little, and people have to live off of that,
It's
It's ridiculous.
Well,
and those seniors need help.
Definitely. And so we started the Department of Senior Services. So if people had issues, they could come to City Hall and try to get some assistance with whatever their issue was. Then after that, we of course, we do our senior luncheons every month. We do our senior bingos, the usual things. You know, we also are involved in health and wellness.
That's good.
You know, so we actually do line dancing for our seniors.
Wow.
And you should see our line dancing.
I know, they stay in shape.
If there's any of the senior line dancers listening, y'all need to call in and tell them about how much fun you have, but how it also helps to keep you in shape as well.
Now, where's that luncheon done? Let's put it
At
out
City
there.
Hall. At Harvey City Hall, yes.
What day?
Oh, now that you'd have to give me on
varies?
that one. It does. It's the same day, but it's on a Thursday. I just don't remember which Thursday it is of the month.
All right. How's the participation?
It's great.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Good.
Absolutely. You know, all of our events
all
are.
you got to do is tell the seniors, use the word free, and they show up, you know, and show out. So, Mayor, you know what? Right now we're going to take a little break because we got another phone. We won't take a break, but we got a caller here.
Okay.
Good morning, caller.
Yes.
Who do we have on the line this morning?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Paul. I just want to call and just congratulate from what I'm saying aesthetically with the city of Harvey. I'm in a nearby suburb of Riverdale, but I'm in Harvey 4 to 5 times a week. I'm proud. And another thing, the Harvey 100 has an all-black. It's a 12-step program house called the Harvey 100 Club, which I'm a big part of. But in driving and stuff, I'm looking at the new facility, the new housing facility downtown. I'm seeing the neighborhood community, you know, centers that have been built from the ground up in several locations. You know, so we give like you said, rooster's a sad rooster can't crow in his own yard. You better start crowing and let the people know what you're doing and what all that you've done. Because like I said, just from a set of eyes outside looking in, I'm looking, man, and I'm seeing change. I mean, miles of new sidewalks and stuff that are being poured and everything. And this is from a black community, and just what I'm seeing, like I said, is I come through 4 or 5 times a week, you know, to attend the Harvey 100 Club. And I've been doing this the past 7 years now since I moved out this way. And like I said, I don't know much, but given what's been going on in the social media with the previous mayor in the suburb out there, where we won't want to go into that because I'm sure everyone is aware. I just want to congratulate on what I see. I see the crews because I go down Park Avenue on my way to work. I see the crews out picking up trash in the lots and everything, the empty lots and fields and things. And I've seen a dramatic change, just like I said, just in the cosmetics, you know, the facade of Harvey. So I can only imagine what's being done with actual politics and the other things, you know, that need to be done. And I just want to congratulate the mayor and everything, and particularly for the Harvey 100 Club, because it's been a blessing, and it has been a blessing for anyone that needs any type of 12-step program.
Well, Mayor, there you have it. Listen, you got more accolades coming in here.
Absolutely.
Tell me exactly, what's this Harvey 100 Club?
You going to Paul or me to tell you? You can tell it, Paul.
Hey, I would rather have to hear it come from you.
Yeah.
This is something that you need to tell about because it's in your community and it's saving lives.
Yeah, it is. The 100 Club actually has been a mainstay in the city of Harvey for so long, since I was a youngster. And basically, you know, for those who are having some challenges, I'll put it that way, who need some relief from a variety of addictions. It may be drug addiction, it may be alcohol addiction, something of that nature. You know, it is there, first of all, to help. You know, one of the first thing we have to realize, in my opinion, is, you know, and sometimes we don't want to accept it in our community. Like, for instance, you know, I had a brother who was bipolar and self-medicated. You know what I'm saying? He needed to be able to be in a place like the 100 Club to be able to help him to cope what he has to deal with on a daily basis.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And what happens is we act like it doesn't impact us. Everybody I know got a cousin, a brother, a sister, or something
an uncle
that's got a problem, and a difficulty.
Yes.
And what happens is when we don't want to face those things on our own, or we don't want them in our communities, because we have those hoity-toity, more affluent Southland communities.
Right.
When we have those going on, Harvey's there rescuing people, helping people in the 100 Club.
You have to help these.
Okay, and we treat them like they're treated like they're human beings and like they have purpose,
dignity.
And so there you go, and dignity. And so that's what the 100 Club do. I hope I did it good enough, Paul, because I'm really proud of of everything that's going on there.
So they meet monthly, or?
Well, they have a variety of services available.
Yes.
So it's not like it's the 100 Club, but they have a variety of services available for those who are in need.
And Mayor, what about volunteers?
For the 100 Club?
Yes.
I can't tell you.
All you have to do is walk in.
There you go. All you got to do is just walk in.
All right.
You heard it from Paul.
Because it saved my life. Like I said, I ran from the city, but I still took the same person with me.
Yes.
I thought that if I just relocate because I was on the west side.
Yes.
And I was still having the struggles. I was going back to the west side.
So Paul,
and I just
when are I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when are the meetings and what time and location?
The meetings are various times throughout the day. There's 8:30 a.m. meeting every day. There's 11:30 a.m. meeting every day. And there's a 6 p.m. meeting every day. And you can also go in there and get a meeting list. And like I said, I just happened to, in my play, I just happened to look and find. I didn't even know where Harvey was, and I was in Riverdale. Literally, I put up a map quest, and it just saved me. It was a resource that I found in Harvey.
Yeah,
wow.
And it saved my life.
Look, if you're struggling, first of all, whether you know the times or don't know the times, if you're struggling, walk in.
Walk in. Yes, sir.
If and someone will help you.
Yes, that's important.
Absolutely,
it's very important.
I just had to really tell the mayor because like I said, I've seen in my travels over the past 7 years, 4 or 5 times to the Harvey 100, just immense improvements. I remember in the beginning times when snow called, the streets were still packed. Now the streets are cleared. Like I said, just from the things that I've seen. So that should be a testament to what you're doing, Mr. Mayor, because I'm not a resident, but I'm seeing immense change.
Well, thank you so much, Paul. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
And you keep on keeping on. Like they say, keep up the good fight. Fight for us, because when I say us, I'm not just talking about Harvey, I'm talking about us as black people, and make us look good.
I'm going to try. Thank you.
That's what I continue to.
Thanks for calling.
And God bless you all.
God bless you.
God bless you as well.
Now, Mayor, are there any youth programs that you're doing over in Harvey?
We have a whole park district, and I try to tell people. So we have a whole park district in the city of Harvey, and unlike the city of Chicago, we're not responsible for the park district.
Yes.
The park district primarily does the youth programming.
Yes.
So we leave that to the people who are charged under our government to be able to do that. So they can talk about the youth programs. Now, what I would like to see is a youth city council.
Yes.
And I've been fighting for it, but I can't get the youth to be involved.
Wow.
I'd like to have a representative from each one of our wards.
Yes.
To come in and be able to learn how government works and how government is ran, because those are the future leaders, in our city. And I don't want them to just to go to grade school, go to high school, and as soon as they get an opportunity to leave town, leave.
They leave.
We want them to invest.
Now, how many wards are there in Harvey?
There's 6 wards in the city of Harvey.
Wards. Okay.
Yes.
With population about 20,000 people.
For about 20,000 people. We went from commissioner form to automatic form. I think it was in 1991.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Mayor, you know what? We got another caller on the line. I'm telling you.
The city of Harvey is representing in the building. Let's go.
Yes. That's good. We got to see what they say now.
Yes. So far, it's been all thumbs up for you this morning.
Yes. So, caller, who do we have on the line?
You have Myra Gardner on the line now.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Myra.
Hi, I am one of the original line dancers about 2 years ago. The school district and the city partnered, and the line dancing began.
Yep.
Yes.
And it has continued. It is a very positive group of women and men coming together, learning the line dances and just releasing. You know, when you're line dancing, you're releasing positive endorphins, and everybody is just elated. People who have been at home and unable to relate to people because of loss of death in their family and different things come together and they release. And
Yes.
it's good. So it's a very positive thing that we're doing. We have now learned close to about 45 dances. And the boots on the ground.
I was just going to say.
But the thing is,
The
for the
band.
seniors to come out, they get a chance to knock the kinks out. I'm a senior myself. I'm 67 years old, and I'm very active. But there are people who are 70s, in their 80s, 88, coming out and just releasing. So I can truly say that it is a wonderful thing that our mayor has continued to do for the seniors in Harvey.
Well, that's great, Myra.
There you go.
I'm sure that the mayor appreciates your thankfulness for the programs that he's providing for the village, the city of Harvey.
Yeah, and she's right. It came through District 152, and she was a part of that. And then we ended up doing it in our council chambers. You know, we redid our council chambers when I first got in to make it not only in a place where the city can meet, but also just a multi-purpose room as well. So we do the line dance in there, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, people are really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So.
Now, Mayor, Harvey kind of gets a bad rap on the crime there. What are you doing about the crime that's happening there?
Well, look here. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes, public safety and infrastructure, definitely a good question.
So, well, that was one of the issues. And when I first got in 2019, one of the things that I decided along with the city council is we wanted to reduce the selling of alcohol. We used to sell alcohol till 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. So we changed our ordinance and reduced the sale of alcohol to midnight. Well, it made a significant change in our city. Bottom line is, over the past, I think it was in 2022 to 2023, or 20, something like that. We had a decrease in homicides by 55%.
Wow.
Okay. So we had a 55% decrease in homicides. We saw a variety of our crimes come down. This following year, I think it went down another 23%, and then after that, I think it was 12%. So there's been a constant decrease in crime in the city of Harvey because we want to make it safe for the people who live there.
Yes. And the people that travel there.
And the people who travel there. Oh, there you go. I was trying to get my police chief to send me exactly what happened. So we had last year, we had a 23% decrease in crime reduction. Patrols increased. Shots fired went down. Citations went up. Burglaries went down from 275 to 60. Homicides went from 12 to 10. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. And so...
Now, Mayor, how big is your police force? How many police officers do you have?
Well, we just brought on 15. Actually, within the past month, we just brought on an additional 15 new officers.
Okay.
We have been a recipient of a grant through the Department of Justice.
Okay.
To be able to... The COPS grant.
Yeah.
To be able to bring on some new officers. But we also not only brought on new officers, but we also purchased new vehicles.
Boy, that's important.
So,
that's
many
important.
people see the new vehicles. They see the new Durangos and the new Chargers that are happening, that are being driven around town.
Yes.
Those, are new vehicles that have been purchased by the city also as well.
That's
so
great. They got to have the equipment. The police officers need the equipment to work with.
We just got a new fire truck.
Wow.
After 20 years.
We'll definitely get into some more of this. Before we go, I know we still have Myra on the line.
Do we? Myra, you still there?
Myra, we want to say thank you for calling in. I know we just went into discussion because we have so
Myra.
much information. Thank you.
All right, it's all good. It's a lot of information that needs to get out there about the great city of Harvey.
Thanks again, Myra.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, Mary, of course, that these line dances, everybody that come does not live in Harvey, but they come there to participate. I know when we did line dances in Dalton, we had people from Calumet City and all the surrounding suburbs because there's a lot of these communities don't have activities like that.
Now, I'll tell you, I'm pro Harvey.
Yeah.
So it's all about Harvey as far as I'm concerned. Now, I will tell you this much. Now, I think we have one person who does not live in Harvey.
Yes.
But they volunteer to do something else in our city.
Yes.
So if you're going to come and use our services, then come and help our city. Right. You know what I'm saying? Come and help your people. Come and help your neighbors.
And Mayor, some of your residents have relatives that live in neighboring communities, and so when they come in and enjoy some of the services that you have, it's very good for them to put out the accolades for what Harvey's doing.
Yeah. Well, it would be nice, but we don't do it for them to do that.
Right.
We do it because it's supposed to be done. It's the thing we're supposed to do. But like I said, if they can, they're the best testimony to what's really happening in the city when they come to the city of Harvey to take advantage of what we have to offer, but that is changing over time. Yeah, and that's the thing that we really love.
Now, Mayor, like not just Harvey, but so many communities have vacant houses in their community. Are you doing anything to address that?
It's funny that you mentioned. Boy, you hitting them right on.
Well, I'm telling you, I was a former mayor of Dalton. We had the same problem. A lot of these communities have the same problem. They just have either more problems or they have less problems. But we have the same problems that we have to address.
Well, we received, first of all, we have really good partners. So I will say through the county, through the state, through the federal government, we have really good partners.
Yes.
And many of those partners have provided us some of the funding to be able to demolish many of the homes in the city.
Right.
And we have a lot of homes to be demolished, not just homes, but other commercial buildings.
Yes.
But since I've been in office, we've been able to do almost between 50 to 60 tear downs.
Yeah.
So we are tearing down properties that need to be torn down, but we're also opening up the properties that don't need to be torn down.
Yes, doing the rehab on them.
To prospective buyers.
Right.
So that we can go ahead and rehabilitate those.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Thursday, actually, tomorrow, yes, on the 10th at 5:30, we will have what I call a business summit.
Yes.
I can give you the exact name, but where we will be discussing the issues of bringing more economic development into the city.
Right.
And also being able to develop as far as those homes and those vacant properties are concerned is important. We also have a home buyer seminar that we've actually done twice so far. We're going to be doing it again sometime soon. But that home buyer seminar was another way to try to give people a path to when these homes are rehabilitated to be able to actually access them and be able to
make them affordable and give them an opportunity to purchase those homes.
Right. Yeah, our thing is April 10th, 5:30, called Business to Blueprints. It's a real estate development seminar for business owners. We will have...
And where's that held, Mayor?
Harvey City Hall, 15320 Broadway. 15320 Broadway, right in Harvey, Illinois. And so the Business to Blueprints is going to help people to be able to, develop real estate. It says, turn your business dreams into real estate reality. If you're a small business owner looking to develop your own property, this event will give you those insights to bring that project to life.
And let's remind our listeners that we are talking to the mayor of the city of Harvey, Mayor Christopher Clark.
Yes, and so we're continually doing it over and over again. It doesn't stop. We just don't stop. So, we're going to keep going. And like I said, they got that on tomorrow. We'll have another home buyer seminar.
Yes.
Where we want first-time home buyers. Actually, I want to say this to the Southland. If you're looking to do just that, the next time that we have a home buyer seminar, you really need to be there. The place needs to be packed.
Yes.
All of these people talk about, when we talk about generational wealth, in our community? Well, one way of doing so is being able to have a home. And in the city of Harvey, we're providing people an opportunity to be able to do something that some people in their families have never been able to do.
Right.
So that's a great thing.
It really is. It's so much going on with the city of Harvey. So we are speaking to Mr. Christopher J. Clark, mayor of the city of Harvey, Illinois. And when we come back, we're going to continue this great information to you all. Thank you, listeners. We'll be back shortly. Back. Oh my goodness. I hope you all were enjoying that music. To our listeners, we really appreciate you, and for the calls that have been coming in. And we have more calls to get to, but before we do, we're going to hear from Riley Rogers here.
We better mention our sponsor, Wilma's Famous Barbecue and Tavern at 17 North Wabash, it's downtown Chicago in Jewelers Row. They keep us on the air every week.
Thank you, Riley. And we have
and Mayor,
the mayor in the building.
Mayor, we celebrated our 1-year anniversary on the air last month.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
Yes.
We're so happy to have you here and telling everybody what's going on in Harvey, because sometimes, like I said, Harvey gets a bad rap, but I drive through Harvey and I see some of the good things that you're doing. And since we're back on air, we got a call right away for you, right?
We got one right away already?
Yes,
right away for
you. All right, fantastic. All right.
Man, we don't usually get this many calls, but you're drawing a lot of activity here this morning.
Yeah. That's great. Who we got?
Hey, caller.
Good morning, caller.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Maybe they'll give us a call back.
In the meantime, to pick up from where we were, we demolished 23 homes last year.
Wow.
Because my team is constantly texting me, making sure I get the facts right.
Yeah.
23 homes last year. I mean, if we got one more, that'd been 2 a month. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny because people are like, what have you done? You demolish 2 homes a month.
Yes.
We're cooking. I'm going to tell you, we're cooking with gas in the city of Harvey.
Mayor, are you putting these homes out to demolish, to bid, or who's helping you demolish these homes?
Of course. Well, we have to follow state laws and procurement procedures and things like that. And so, when it comes to these particular properties, we have to put that out to bid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Mayor, when I first came into office in 2013, the Sheriff's Department had a pilot program for demolition of houses. They helped us demolish over 30 houses without charging us a penny. I'm not sure if that program is still going on right now, but it's something you may want to consider. Save you some money.
You know what? If you got 30 seconds for me to tell you a story, let me tell you a little story about what happened.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We were using the Sheriff's Department to help us with some of them homes.
Yeah.
And one of our, I'm going to call it straight up, naysaying residents didn't like the fact that we were tearing down some buildings that needed to be torn down.
Right.
So they called the county on the county. Yeah, honestly. And got the program stopped in the city of Harvey.
What?
Yes. Now, we still tore down the properties, but we ended up having to pay for it ourselves.
And what are you paying on average to have one of those houses?
Well, for a home, depending on the home, it can come somewhere between $15,000 to $25,000 or more if it has asbestos on the property.
Yes, because you have to clean out the asbestos.
Right, and depending on the size of the property.
Yeah, whether it's brick or frame, because there's different equipment they have to come in with.
Right, exactly. And the county requires the demolition to take place differently.
Right.
If there's asbestos present.
Wow.
But the simple fact that we had a resident that was working against their own self-interest because they just didn't like the fact of what this administration was doing is so beyond me.
It's crazy. I'm
so
telling you,
we end up having to pay it for ourselves. But if the sheriff's office is listening, y'all know who I am, and y'all know who the city of Harvey is. Come on back, because we still need you.
Yeah, well, I had Sheriff Dart come in, and he gave a big explanation to the residents in regards to why they're doing it and helping. And it's also, it gave some of the prisoners that were going to be ex-convicts getting out, and gave them some experience to go right into the construction business when they got out, So it was a good program.
Yeah, well, they tried to frame it as we were bringing in prison labor.
Right.
as opposed to
like
providing,
the chain gang or something.
Yeah, exactly. As opposed to providing these brothers some actually much needed skills when they go on the construction site, they can know what to do and how to handle themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's how it is.
Oh my goodness. This is a lot of information that's being put out, and we are so grateful for it. I know you spoke in regards to public safety and infrastructure as well. So I definitely have a question, because infrastructure often get overlooked. Can you update us on, you're speaking in regards to the housing, but what about the road repairs, the water system upgrades, or public transportation initiatives?
Okay. Well, let's go start off with water, because we've improved our water system. Actually, I'll tell you right now, and I am going to crow in the yard as far as this is concerned, because we have the best water system in the Southland. That's why. And we have the ability to serve 16 municipalities. We right now pump water for 4, but we have the ability to pump water for 16 municipalities. So that is a great thing about the city of Harvey, and we made sure that all of our systems are up to date and current, so that we can provide people the services that they need. As far as infrastructure versus streets are concerned, we've so far, Dixie Highway has been redone. 154th Street has been redone. We are preparing to widen Wood Street, which is a $90 million project.
Wow.
Actually, that Governor Pritzker came out and announced in the city of Harvey. So we are preparing to start the construction on that particular work, which will take you from 147th to 161st in Harvey, and widen it out. We'll not only widen it out and have bike lanes, sidewalks, turn lanes, new traffic systems, new traffic lighting, of course, the new pavement and everything, because that'll be all cement now, so that trucks will be able to transport on it as well.
Yeah.
So, in addition to that, we constantly work with places like, for instance, Ingalls Hospital, which is University of Chicago Medicine in Ingalls.
Yes.
We work with them. We work with our partners. When you're talking about street repair, let me check this one out. Accor International, formerly used to be known as Allied Tube and Conduit, redid a street in the city of Harvey. Lathrop, they redid the street.
Well, the trucks come down that street, So,
but you know what? But most businesses don't take the responsibility.
Right.
They're good at tearing it up.
Yeah.
But they don't come back and fix it.
Yeah.
So once again,
you need good business partners like that to participate.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. But we have a lot of great businesses in the city of Harvey.
Yes.
Fuchs Laboratories.
Yeah.
Their corporate headquarters is in Harvey, but if you look up Fuchs Laboratories, it's one of the biggest lubricant producers.
Yes.
In the world.
Yeah.
So and the same thing with Accor. So we have a lot of good things going on as far as the infrastructure on the streets. We were 30% lit when I took office in 2019. In other words, 30% street lights.
Right.
Now we're up to about 83 to 85% street lighting.
It's so important to have that lighting. When I came in office in 2013, we had 29 light poles down on Sibley Boulevard from Indiana Avenue to the Expressway, Bishop Ford. And so one of the first things I did was light that main strip up, because it's important to have lights for safety and even the perception of safety, Yeah.
So, and 159th Street is fully lit. Halsted is fully lit from 147th to 171st. We still have some work to go. That's why I said when we brought it from 30 to about 85% lit.
Yes.
We still have some work to go on 147th Sibley Boulevard.
Yes.
But shouts out to my Congresswoman Robin Kelly, because she got us that money.
That's great.
Okay.
Yes, that is.
She got us that money.
Yeah.
In order to be able to do that work, so those lights will be on soon as well.
It's so important to have a good relationship with your representatives. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, but some representatives work better than others, So I'm going to say Robin Kelly helped us a great deal. I support her for her position and in her situation that she does a lot of good work in the south suburbs in the 2nd Congressional District.
Yeah, look, look, we killing the game as far as the reps are concerned. Rep Will Davis, Robin Kelly, Dick Durbin, Tammy Duckworth, they all come out and help out the city of Harvey.
Because they know you need help, and it's
Cook
a
County
job.
Board President Tony Preckwinkle, and when Deborah Sims was the 5th District Commissioner, and also Monica Gordon was the 5th District Commissioner.
Yes.
The same thing. Look, when people need, assistance, those people have always been there. They've always been there for us. And we're grateful of the fact that we're able to establish those type of relationships. Governor Pritzker, he came to Harvey 5 times.
Wow.
In my first term.
Well, when those representatives see that they have a elected official that really wants to turn that village or town around, it's important for them to come out and assist you.
Mm-hmm.
The funds are there on most occasions, but you have to squeeze the orange a little bit more to make sure, or the lemon, make lemonade.
We have a really good team.
Yes.
We got a really good team, and we got really good support from all of our leaders, our elected leaders. I mean, they just come through like never before. Build Up Cook, Build Up Illinois, and I shout them out because I want them to know, if they hear this, that we appreciate them tremendously for helping us to do the things. Metro and Pace, for instance, that's a $70 million project that's getting ready to happen in the city of Harvey.
Yes.
Okay. $70 million. Pace and Metro is about to build a unified transit station right there in our downtown area.
Wow.
So, it's just so many fantastic things going on in our city.
And those type of things bring people from other communities into your community, to participate, to use those facilities.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's exactly what we're seeing. That's exactly what we're doing. That's why I'm so excited. I hope y'all can hear it over the radio.
I'm sure I can feel the excitement, and I'm here in the studio, and I can feel the great vibes coming from our Mayor Clark, City of Harvey. One of the big initiatives I always want to discuss, on our show we talk about veterans, seniors, and disabled, but you all spoke earlier about the youth. So our economic and youth empowerment is one of the biggest things that I like to focus on. Are there any new workforce or job training programs available for Harvey residents?
Well, definitely, first of all, for Harvey residents. So it's amazing. First things first, and like I said earlier, I'm all in everything Harvey. So at the end of the day, that's the first thing we're talking about. So when it comes to, for instance, the projects that I've mentioned, the first thing we try to do is we try to get local jobs for our local people.
Yes.
So I'll give you an example. That metro station on Sibley, that was the brother that helped to lead the contracts as far as that's concerned.
Okay.
Hiring locally.
Yes.
When they get ready to do the $90 million project for Wood Street, and the same thing for the $70 million for Metro and Pace, we want local employment there.
Yes.
However, now I want the people to listen to me, and listen to me for real. You got to come out and get the training. Closed mouth don't get fed. You got to come out and get the training. You got to come out and make sure that you're doing the work and filling out the applications. Because when we put the opportunities out there, we actually don't see enough people coming to apply.
Yes.
So we need to make sure that people are applying for those jobs and then getting training. In order for you to do those construction jobs, you have to have the training first. They don't train you on the job.
Yes.
You get the training first, and then you qualify. And then when the job becomes available, we can say, hey, look, we have this person and that person available to do that type of job. So we're always looking to fill that. But we also don't give, and this is to my investors, some of them may or may not like it, those who want Section 8s or incentives, not Section 8s, Class 8 tax incentives, or other incentives from the city of Harvey, you need to be able to demonstrate that you're hiring Harvey residents before you get those incentives.
And Mayor, that's what I did with when I was mayor. We had so many businesses that had employees that lived out of the city that were taking that money out of the city. So we went into the high schools and we gave them resume writing classes and things like that. And also we gave them benefits. The businesses for hiring our residents first. You hire residents first. You want concessions from us. You got to give us something, though. But we wind up in some of those situations, especially this one manufacturer, they had 420 employees and only 7 people lived in Dalton.
Wow.
All the rest of them came from out of the community. So we had a gas tax in place, and they wanted a concession on the gas tax. So we gave them a little concession on the gas tax, and they hired over over 60 of our residents starting minimum salary was $58,000 a year. That's something you can live off of, you know. And it gave our residents opportunities to be employed, to go 5 blocks away from their home and be employed.
Wow, that is fantastic. Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
You know, you got to hold the businesses accountable. If you're going to operate in our city and if you're going to want to have incentives, you know, in our city, then you need to be a good partner and a good corporate citizen and hire our residents. So that's what we're trying to do.
You know, it's important.
So I know we only have about 3 more minutes left, so we want to focus really quick on your leadership and your vision, Mayor Clark, if that's okay. What has been the most challenging aspect of leading Harvey, and how have you overcome it? And what's your plans looking like for the next 5 years?
So I'm gonna do it like this brother Ray Vaughn, he's a rapper, did when he was at the Pop Out and he did an interview. I'm a professional. This is what I do. This is what we do. We build cities. We make things happen and we help people. And that's what we try to do. It's not really a challenge. It's not about if, it's about when. For instance, the city of Harvey had not had a comprehensive plan for since 1968.
Wow.
You know, we just got a comprehensive plan so people want to know what's going on in the city. Go on our website, cityofharveyil.gov, and check out our comprehensive plan, and you can see what the future looks like in the city of Harvey. Because by the time 2045 gets here, 20 years from now, people are going to be talking about the city of Harvey like it is the shining city on a hill. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Now, Mayor, let me ask you one other question. Have the things with the city council calmed down a little bit? I know there was some issues there with your city council and you.
No, there's never been any issues with my. I have a great city council.
That's good.
We have a few people that don't necessarily want to go along with the vision, but the vast majority of our city council is interested in the benefiting the people in the city of Harvey and making sure that we move forward.
Yes.
And like I said, you can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears. So those council members are voting for the right things, and we're seeing it happen in our city. And those who don't want to get on board, we just got to work a little harder to show them. That's all.
We really,
give them a little bit more attention, a little bit more love. You know, I think they need more hugs in their life. I'm going to tell you the truth.
There you go. More hugs is going to be sent your way from the mayor of City of Harvey, Mayor Clark. We want to thank you for joining us this morning and sharing your vision and dedication to the City of Harvey.
Thank you.
Your commitment to service and progress is inspiring, and all the information that you've provided us has been great today. To our listeners, remember, real change begins at your local level. Let's stay informed, stay involved, and keep the conversation going in our communities. Stay blessed and keep your head up.
And help this mayor. Volunteer your services.
Yeah.
Don't fight the system. The mayor is doing a great job there in the village, in the city of Harvey. I keep saying village, but the city of Harvey.
Go Wildcats and go Falcons.
Yes.
All right.
All right, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to